partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Now the main plague is the missiles, but I'm applying it to now. We're in a plague right now, because we're not going to be delivered in the midst of the Ebola thing, or the Ebola virus. All right, the plague that it's talking about is when, like you got the bubble eyes. You know, his name is Rakar. Yeah. He's still teaching this bullshit about people leaving, more so with the Ebola thing. He said now it's time to leave, and a lot of people then went out there and got ripped off. But then you got a new crop of fools listening to this guy, man. You know, when we get delivered out of here, go to that scripture. Give me the scripture.
Right. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 11, verse 12. It says, "And they heard a great voice from heaven, saying unto them."
That goes hand in hand with, "And I heard another voice from heaven." So we know it's not talking about we're going to get beamed up or we got to go get on a plane. And nigga, now you can't get on the plane, man, because they're going to quarantine your ass.
Scream your
and
ass.
if you cough the wrong way, they might put you in a room and leave you there for 21 days.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
They'll put you behind that. They'll put you where the dogs are. Go ahead.
"And they heard a great voice from heaven, saying unto them, Come up hither."
Right here it says, "Come out of her, my people." Go ahead.
It says, "And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud."
And when is that going to take place? When these missiles, these ICBM missiles, about to hit ground zero on Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
All right? But what I picked out was the word plague, right? Because the missiles are a plague. Because that's also in Zechariah 6. Zechariah 14 and 12.
14 and 12, okay.
This shall be the plague. But now I looked up the word plague, right? The word plague is from the Greek plague, and it means a blow, stripe, a wound, a public calamity, heavy affliction, plague. All right? Let me go to the root of that. Let me go to the etios of that word. Ooh, I like that word. We listen to that real quick.
Strong's G 4141. Play so.
Okay, this the root of that goes back, and then they give you even some more root words. But the root of that is a Greek word pleso, which means to strike, to smite. Smite means to kill. This is even better. Let me listen to it. And this goes back to the further back to the deeper into the root of the word, which is plaso, which means to form, mold something from clay, etc. Use of a potter. That kind of goes into something else. But the word before that, let me go back again, is to strike, molding, meaning they mold something out of clay. To strike, hold up, Buck. To strike, to smite. Because the Ebola virus smites, kills, and it strikes you dead and you die. Yep. The missiles also strike you or smite you and you die. A blow, stripe, a wound, a public. That's where you get the epidemic and the pandemic from. Demic meaning people. A public calamity, heavy affliction, plague. All right?
Quick preset. It's Deuteronomy 28 and 59, going back into the curses, or 58. It says, "If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of his law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, thy power. Right? It says, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful. Right? That blow, which that Ebola is, which Esau is a devil, but remember, the Most High set these devils up. He set the white man up, man. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So Esau made that Ebola, and he targeted it mainly towards Jake, just like the AIDS that the apostle was talking about earlier. That was targeted more so towards Jake, but then it blew into Esau and everybody else. Well, the Most High set Esau up to do that, because that's going into the curses. That's one of the plagues. It says, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, right?
Yeah, I looked up that word wonderful from the Hebrew pala'ah, because that's where I was at before you started reading that.
That's
I'll let you read. It just says, to be marvelous, be wonderful, pala'ah. To be marvelous, be wonderful, be surpassing, be extraordinary.
Extraordinary, yep.
Separate by distinguishing action,
Right. So that's a hell of a plague, the more like that Ebola, man. That's something that you never thought there'd be nothing worse than AIDS. Now the Ebola, like AIDS is like nothing. AIDS is like getting a cold. You rather get cancer than get the Ebola, man. That dude in Dallas, they reported one day, they had a patient dead, and a couple days later he's dead. They said he was throwing up all over the place and everything, right? But that's the Most High. It says, the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, in the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance and sore sicknesses.
Yep, sore sicknesses.
And of long continuance. So that shows you that that's the Most High ultimately, because it tells you, I believe it's in Samuel's, the Most High healeth and he woundeth. So if anybody gets sick or catch the Ebola or whatever, that's overall that's the Most High that dealt that blow to him. Like the Apostle Gabar earlier said, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. So we ain't got to worry about all that stuff, man. Walking around, should I get a damn mask like them damn gooks? They heathens. That's why they do that stupid shit, man. They don't know the Most High. Let me break my neck to go get that vaccine.
Oh yeah. And you know what? You women, a lot of you women, we've been saying that's where Isaiah 32:9 gonna come into play. Now we in them times now. Rise up, ye women that are at ease, because you stupid ass women, you ain't got no brains, no damn way, man. You just a bunch of empty walnut shells, man. Okay, you know what? All you women gonna go to get that vaccine, and you gonna give it to your kids.
Well, it's gonna lead into the chip.
Yep. That's right.
They're gonna find a way to make you get that chip. Yep. To make you break your neck to get that chip.
And then you know what? That's why for brothers, the brothers that's really in the faith, that's why you really can't worry about your woman. Well, like listening to Baloo, take your wife and kids to the picnic. Look, man, you can't worry about your wife or your kids, because all these women, especially these so-called sisters that claim to be in Israel, they gonna go get the chip. When the chip comes, they gonna get that virus, and they may take your kids down there to give it to your kids, the vaccine. So you really can't worry about your damn kids either, man. I'm just putting it straight. You can't worry about your children. You got children, you may have to face the fact that two things. If you got faith, I got faith that if I'm a man of the Lord, if I'm one of the elect, the Lord will protect my children. Or if the Most High take my kids out, I'll have more kids in the kingdom. Look at Job, man. Kids are expendable. I'm keeping it real, man.